See if anybody actually comes in. Don't think they will. It's 6:30 at night. I'm doing it early because everybody seems to do their live streams around about 7 or 8 o'clock, the big YouTubers. And when they do that, I don't tend to get any viewers, which is understandable. So that's why I'm doing it a little bit earlier. Probably the last thing I'm going to do now before Christmas is this live stream. Still nobody coming. I think everybody's having their tea at the minute, getting ready for Christmas. This was going to be a video. I've had some real technical difficulties over the last few weeks. I tried to schedule a live stream a few days ago. Didn't happen. The internet was absolutely crazy. We had a really bad storm, and it was just insane. So I had to just scrap it and forget it. I was going to do a video, but then things happened, and it just never materialized, unfortunately. I've got a comment already, I think. Somebody commenting. Merry Christmas. I mean, I'll show you what I'm doing. I've got the festive spirit on already. I've got the festive spirit on. Got the Santa hat on. Getting ready. Getting in the mood for it. 2 days away. Christmas Day. Can't wait. But I'll get onto it because this will probably just be a video now. There's somebody watching, but it's be a video. I watched Dan Wootton the other day, and he had some guests on. I think it was the video was entitled "UKIP Reform Civil War," whatever that was about. And he had two guests on. He had this bloke, I can't even remember the names. He had a guy on. He didn't really say much, but the woman was really laying into Tommy Robinson, basically doing what they always do. They bring up his past. And it is criminality. His criminality. No party wants to touch Tom Robinson because of his criminality. They seem to forget that his past is his past. Everybody's got a past, and they were going about no political parties are going to touch anybody that's got a criminal record. And it's like, Jesus Christ, we actually had somebody in Parliament with a tag on their leg because they committed a criminal act, and they were in Parliament. If half the people in Parliament were actually investigated, the MPs were investigated for fraud of expenses, most of them would be doing serious time. So let's not pretend that the House of Parliament and the MPs are whiter than white in there. They're not. In fact, most of them are probably worse, have done far worse than Tommy Robinson has allegedly done in the past. And let's not forget, right, a lot of what Tommy Robinson is actually accused of is just the state using lawfare against him. If you haven't seen his videos, go and watch his videos on this. He explains the so-called mortgage fraud that he was arrested for. And basically, it was just the police using a technicality to silence him. They were using the law like they're using the law now to shut him down because they don't like what he's got to say. Everything that's ever happened to Tommy Robinson regarding the law or being put in prison has got connections to his political standings. And that's a fact. And these people, he lives rent-free. He lives rent-free in their heads. I think she was supposed to be this lady. She had blonde hair. She had bleached blonde hair. She had duck lips. She got lip filler in her lips and that sort of stuff. She looked like, a council estate woman, really. So she's really got no need to call Tommy Robinson out. But she was proper slagging him off and saying, one of the reasons I quit UKIP was because one was my health, and the other was they were opening backdoor channels to Tommy Robinson. And it's like, and even Nick Titoni, I think that's his name, he realised what a mistake it was to throw Tommy Robinson under the bus. Gerard Batten and Tommy Robinson would have made a hell of a team. He wasn't even in UKIP. He never joined UKIP. He was just there as an advisor to Gerard Batten about the grooming gangs that were going on. That's all he was doing. And, UKIP leadership threw the toys out of the pram because of his association with Tommy Robinson. And my personal opinion is that a lot of these people, that they claim they want to change the country. Well, if you're going to change the country, then you need allies. You're not looking to isolate yourself from allies. If your intention is to change the country, you need as many allies as you could get in that situation. And you can always tell the people that are in it for themselves, their egos, because they see everyone, they see allies as rivals. You look at Nigel Farage, you look at Richard Tice, the Conservative Party, they see Tommy Robinson as a rival. They don't see him as an ally. And that's because they're in it for themselves. Yeah, in a side effect of them, becoming popular may change some aspects of the country. But a lot of the time, it's just, we need to silence him because he's more popular than us. And we can't have anybody more popular than us. Instead of like embracing Tommy Robinson and bringing him on board and treating him like an ally, like they really should, they don't. They treat him like a political leper because, it's been said before, Nigel Farage wants to be accepted by the mainstream media. I think that's actually starting to change now. I've noticed him starting to change his tune with the mainstream media. He's starting to treat them more like Donald Trump treats the mainstream media, like just propagandists, because that's exactly what they are. Pure propaganda, these people. Anyway, the main crux, I was going to go through the whole Dan Wootton video and do a blow for blow. I might even still do that. Yeah, I don't know. I might do a video about that and download it and do a blow for blow and address her attacks on Tommy Robinson, because he's got no right to reply at the minute. And this always happens. Every time Tommy Robinson goes to prison, you see these people come out of the woodwork who wouldn't necessarily come out of the woodwork when he's free to reply to them, because they know they'd probably get a documentary made about them, exposing them for the charlatans and the propagandists they actually are. So they take this opportunity when he can't, he's got no right to reply. They take this opportunity, like Piers Morgan and that dickhead on talk radio who accused him of being a racist, who said, somebody rang in and said he's not a racist, and he says Tommy Robinson is a racist, you just need to do your research. Everybody has done the research. You can do your research on Tommy Robinson. I dare anybody to find at any time, at any point in history where he's been racist towards anybody. Nobody can. And he said this himself. He said they can't do it. If they could, don't you think the police would be all over it and he'd be in prison on some kind of hate crime charge? He would, but he never has. He's never been charged for a hate crime. He's never been charged for any racial motivated crime or anything like that, because he's not racist. He isn't. And they constantly smear him and call him names. Anyway, my prediction for 2025 is that he's going to come out like a tour de force, Tommy Robinson. He's going to come out. He's basically going to come out fighting, isn't he? He's been. They don't realize, it's like, putting a wild animal in a cage and then you release it. He's just going to come back even stronger when he comes out of prison. Yeah, he'll probably need some recuperation. He'll probably take a few weeks to plan his strategy, but he's going to come back. We've got 2 big protests going on next year. I think there's one in February and there's one in, I'm not sure when, I think it's late summer when Tommy Robinson actually comes out of prison. There's 2. And it's going to be a massive year for him, I think. I think that he's most likely going to get embraced by Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And you watch what happens. You watch what happens when that happens. The whole perspective about Tommy Robinson will change. The people that were saying he was toxic will now be trying to embrace him. And they'll try to bury all the things that they said about him in the past to try and ingratiate themselves with him, because he's going to pull people together next year. He's going to unite the kingdom next year. He's going to unite all the factions together, bring them all together as one. And there's nothing they can do to stop him. They can't stop him, can they? They've proven that. The guy's a mental machine. He's gone into prison. He's got PTSD. He's scared to death of going to prison, being in solitary confinement and stuff like that. But there he is. He's in prison. He's plotting his revenge. And his revenge is just going to be bringing down the Starmer regime with peaceful protests, isn't it? And that's what he's going to do. He's going to bring all these people together, getting people out onto the streets in all towns, cities and villages and all that kind of stuff. And it's going to be the end. Tommy Robinson is going to be the nail through the heart of the Starmer regime. You can see it happening. And they're terrified of him. It's not just Starmer that's terrified of him and the far left. It's also people who claim to be on the political right that are terrified of him as well. Nigel Farage is terrified of him. He knows that he's a tour de force. That's why he keeps on bad-mouthing Tommy Robinson, trying to, smear him, dissuade people from associating with him. They're terrified of him. And I'm wary of people like that. I always am. Because those sort of people, they don't have the country's best interest at heart. They're only looking after their own interest, their egos, and that sort of thing. Anyway, I wanted to keep this short and sweet. I know there's a lot of people going to be streaming a bit, so this was going to be a video, but I just haven't got time to do it. So if I don't see everybody, oh yeah, before I go, yeah, you'll see in the banner below, sign the pledge. In my last live stream, I encouraged people to sign the pledge, and I'm going to repeat it in this stream as well. If you want to be a part of history, if you want to be a part of the new generation, this is going to be our generation's Magna Carta, really. If you want to be a part of that history, sign it. Get your name, put your name to it. If you can't go out and protest, this is the thing for you. This is how you can make a difference. You can add your name to the pledge and add weight to it, and get everybody else to add names to it. I've been going and I've been telling my friends to sign the pledge and get their names on there and stuff. And that's how you can help. You don't have to go out to these protests if you can't go out to them. This is how you can help. You can sign the pledge and, basically publicize the new Magna Carta for this generation. It is going to make a difference. And next year is going to be our year. We're going to come out fighting. And, the Starmer regime is on shaky ground as it is. There's always hope. Don't lose hope. Christmas time, New Year, it's a time of hope for everybody, isn't it? Don't lose hope. Don't let them get to you. Don't let them think that you've got no other options. It's dark days. Yeah, well, our country is in the toilet at the minute, but we've been in the toilet before. We've been close to the edge before, haven't we? Many, many times. And we English, we British, we prevail. We always prevail in one way or another. They think they've got us up against the ropes, and then just when they think they can land that final blow to take us down, we come out fighting. That's what we are as a nation. We are a nation of fighters, and we just need to wake up. That's all. We just need to wake up the rest of the nation and fight back against this Starmer tyrannical communist regime that we've got in power at the minute. And like I always say, peacefully, through peaceful protests, just putting boots on the street and just showing them that we don't agree with them. We don't agree with them. Don't forget, only 20% of the electorate voted for Starmer, and it's showing. He's way down his popularity. I think was it at now -42 in his popularity poll. He's not going to last long. I mean, I watched videos on YouTube today where apparently his MPs are planning to remove him from power, and that can only benefit us because if they remove Starmer, we're just going to get another clown in charge, an even worse clown. If it's Angela Rayner, then I don't see them being in power for very long, and we'll see an emergency general election or something like that, and that's when we'll get these absolute clown show people out of our government who shouldn't be there. They shouldn't be there, should they? Any of these MPs, and these Labour MPs, they just shouldn't be in Parliament. They're just a joke. They're just, I don't know. They're just ill-equipped for the job, aren't they? Anyway, that's me. Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm going to keep this short and sweet today. Have a great time. Have a great Christmas. Stay safe if you're drinking and stuff like that. Stay safe, and I shall see you all in the new year. See you around, everybody. This is Vindicator, signing off.